Tonight's show is presented by Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU. Now with head coach Rick Stockstill, here's the voice of the Blue Raiders, Chip Walters.
Welcome in on this Monday night here at the Boulevard. Glad to have you with us. Chip Walters along with the head coach Rick Stockstill as Middle Tennessee gets ready to jump into Conference USA play, and the head ball coach today coming in on two wheels with a Thursday night game coming up in Bowling Green. Coach, your practice schedule a little bit different, and especially on a Monday night, when you guys are normally off, it runs almost right up until showtime.
Yeah, well, actually it does, and today's a little bit different. It's the first day we've practiced on a Monday, and because usually Mondays are so bad from a class scheduling standpoint, they got labs and all that it's always worked out that Monday's our day off. So we were kind of working through some things here today, but we had a good practice, and glad to be here tonight.
Yep. Glad our folks are here with us this evening as well as we're talking for the next hour. We'll recap the Colorado State game. We'll look ahead to what is going on this week for the Blue Raiders, and that will be a trip to Bowling Green to take on Western Kentucky, and also a look around Conference USA. And now is a good time to kind of take stock and take a look at what's going on around the league. But, Coach, over the weekend, just a heck of a football game here on Saturday night between two good teams. And Colorado State, there probably about three plays made the difference in that ball game that turned it around in their favor in the third quarter. That kind of got things going that way and had you fighting uphill a little bit.
Yeah, we did a lot of good things, and we did a lot of ththings that we got to get better at. But you can go through the course of every game, and there's usually 5 or 6 plays that you look at and say that was, had a big impact on the game. And that's why I tell our guys all the time, you never know what play is going to make the difference in the game. It may be the very first play of the game. It may be the last play. It may be the 50th play. And that's why you got to play it with relentless effort and play it till you're exhausted. And then you find a way to play it one more time. And our guys played extremely hard. And, we, the fumble down there, the turnover that gave them 7 points, off that was really emotionally and also, on the scoreboard, changed the momentum a little bit.
Yeah, it did. And I know you guys do a lot with analytics and all of that, and I think you've told me the number before, but your chances of winning go up dramatically if you can score a defensive touchdown. And we have been very fortunate on our side to score a good deal of defensive touchdowns over the years. And in this case, it gave them a very good chance of winning the ball game once they were able to score a defensive touchdown.
Yeah. I mean, it was anytime you get points, from somewhere other than your offense, it's always beneficial to you. And it creates momentum on your sideline or their sideline, and it creates more energy. And they did a good job. Give them credit. They came up with a big play at an opportune time.
Both teams scored early on. Colorado State got a 32-yard field goal on their first possession, and then the Blue Raiders answered with a 6-play 75-yard drive that ended up with a 49-yard touchdown pass, and I had things up and rolling right there.
Yeah, like I said, Chip, we did a lot of good things. We when we took the opening kickoff and we drove it, we got a couple first downs out of it and stalled out, but then got the next possession and we answered there. They got a field goal and we answered their score with a touchdown, and Nick threw a nice ball to Holden there off the screen, and just did a really nice job executing it. And so again, just repeating myself 100 times already here tonight.
I understand that.
We, did a lot of things I'm proud of, and did a lot of things we got to get better at.
Yeah, that 49-yard touchdown pass, part of a 9-reception, 118-yard night for Holden Willis. The next possession that saw them get a touchdown on the board came on a fake field goal, and everybody's got those plays in. And the thing is, you go back and you look, and to see just how close you guys were to blowing that thing up, and it ends up going the other way.
Yeah, a couple things on it. One, they did a really nice job on it, and two, we almost got the holder down, and then Quindarius Dunnigan almost, tipped it, made an interception off of it. But, football's a game of inches, and, that was an inch there that we fell a little bit short, and they capitalized and got a touchdown out of it.
They had a backup quarterback came in as a holder. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And when you're rushing special teams on and stuff, I know everybody's trying to check and see if the normal guys are out there. Is that something y'all caught and it just happened, or
no, after the fact.
After the fact, you did. Okay.
Yeah,
because it happens really quickly when you get those teams out, the special groups out there.
Yes, especially early in the year, because we're still kicking 2 punters, but we've played 4 games, and that was only their second game or third game, so you don't really have a great scouting report on everything, this early in the season, but still, and that's why I said they did a great job, executing it, and guy did a good job.
Yep, and as that as the first quarter went through, you ended up getting another field goal to make it 10-10, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be a shootout. But the defenses did kind of take over, and you ended up getting the football back one more time with a tie game at 10-10. You got it back with at the plus 46 with just under a minute to go in the first half, and were able to put together a really nice touchdown drive there late in the first half, and I'm assuming you were going with your 2-minute or less offense out there.
Yeah, defense did a good job of stopping them the previous drive, which enabled us to use our timeouts to get some time left on the clock, and they did a good job holding them back there, and we got really good field position, and we didn't have any timeouts. No, we had one timeout left because when Nick got sacked.
Right.
I think it was when I used it.
I think you did too, right? Yeah, right there.
But we did a good job. Holden made a phenomenal catch down there on the 4 or 5 yard line on a deep ball there that gave us the opportunity. Then Nick punched it in at the buzzer. That was a really nice drive and a momentum going into the halftime.
Yeah, and the catch by Holden Willis was 35 yards, and that was after he'd already caught a 49-yarder, so he had added up there, 84 yards on two catches right there. And as Coach said, it was a 17-10 Blue Raider lead going into halftime. We'll step aside here and remind you that we are at the Boulevard just across from campus, our favorite sports bar and grill here in Murfreesboro. Stop by today. We'll take a time out. More with Coach Rick Stockstill after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
I'm an after-luncher.
Me? I'm a football game half-timer.
I'm a whenever I can get 5 minutes, sir.
Whenever you like to bank, the secure mobile app from Ascend has you covered. Transfer funds, apply for loans, even set spending limits. Do banking stuff right from your smartphone.
I'm a bank in person-er. Is that okay?
Yep. Just drop by one of our branches. Ascend Federal Credit Union. Open your account today.
put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hi, we're RJ Young. We offer technology solutions that power your business, school, hospital, church, law firm, and more. RJ Young will empower your office to be the modern office. That means an office that integrates technology as a business advantage, all to help you work smarter. From managed IT services, office equipment, and technology, business process outsourcing, and digital communications, we're proud to be your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Come visit us at rjyoung.com.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes, providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles. TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
Welcome back into Rick Stockstill Live tonight. Want to remind you that you can get ahead of the game with the best home services team in town for your heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and home improvement needs. Lee Company is the team to call, 615-867-1000 or leecompany.com. And Coach Stock is here with us tonight. Blue Raiders leading 17-10 at the half. And, Coach, you come back out and hold them to basically it was a 3-and-out. There was a penalty involved there that backed them up on fourth down, but held them to a 3-and-out, and things were going pretty well right then.
Yeah, again, just we did a bad job, sustaining drives there in the third quarter, and if we could have got one there in the third quarter to kind of jumpstart us a little bit off how we ended the second quarter, I think would have, helped us, obviously. But they did a nice job. They kept the ball in front of them. They didn't give up a lot of big plays. Neither team did, really.
Yeah.
Well,
their drive, there was a 48-yard play that took them to the 40 down to the from their own 40 to the 12, and 2 plays later, Fowler Nicolosi hit Horton on an 8-yard pass, but that was really the only big play in all of that. And then when you had the opportunity to answer, it looked like things were going to happen right there. They were up, or they had tied the game at 17-all, and you knew it was going to be some back and forth. And you guys held the ball for 5 minutes and 4 seconds and ended up with a 4th and 2 at the plus 25. And when you hold it that long and you drove it that far, was it deflating a little bit when you don't get points on the board?
Well, anytime, you get down there and, we knew we weren't going to win that game with field goals. So wanted to go for it, and 4th and 2, and just came up a hair short. And but we're down there now. You're whatever that was, the 20, 21, 22-yard line. If you can get a stop, you're still going to come back with pretty decent field position.
Yep. They after that, they went and took it on a 76-yard drive, and they hit Horton again. So back-to-back possessions, he ended up getting touchdowns, and they went up. That was their first lead, or in the second half, at 24-17. But still, you're in good shape right there, just down 7. And then the play that kind of took the wind out of a lot of sails was the fumble that ended up being the scoop and score, and that's. that's just a tough play right there when you're backed up that close to the end zone.
Yeah, you look at it, we drive down there and get stopped on 4th and 2, then they drive down and score, and then we come back and turn the ball over and they get another touchdown. So, that's 3, plays there in just a couple minutes that really changed the complexion of the entire game.
Yeah, that made it 31-17, and at that point you're at 11-19 to play in the fourth quarter. And to your guys' credit, for sure, they come right back, put together a 75-yard drive, and you get the touchdown as Nick Vattiato hit Elijah Metcalf, who seemed to be everywhere on Saturday night. He is easily the number one receiver right now as far as receptions are concerned, but he is making himself available to Nick, obviously, because they're able to find him and he's making catches.
Yeah, Elijah's playing well right now. He's playing at a very consistent level. He's making good decisions in his route running. Made a really nice catch on a deep ball on that drive in the middle of the field. But he's playing well, and, Nick's got a lot of confidence in him also. But again, it's whatever we score there with 6 minutes or whatever it was left in the game, and, it's a one-score game. So proud of our guys for their fight, their competitive spirit. And we just weren't good enough to close it out.
Yeah, and at that point, that made it 31-23. The extra point on that drive was blocked, and so you were going to have to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. You were able to get the ball back again with 2:39 to play, and drove it down, and ended up with you had a 3rd and 2, then a 4th and 2 at the 32-yard line, and had no choice right there but to go for it and see what you could get, and it'll show that you had a couple of turnovers, one of them being on that final play when the ball got knocked away from Nick.
Yeah, I'm proud of that last drive. Those guys, we threw a couple balls in the end zone to tie it up, and we just came a little bit short, but just proud of our guys, and like I said, how hard they fought and played, throughout that game, and it was a tough, disappointing, frustrating loss, and but we'll continue to knock on that door and get ready to go again.
Yeah, Nick Vattiato for middle, 30 of 41 for 279 yards, and that he has been in that 250 plus for a couple of weeks now, and he is what did I read? He is the number 11 in the country for completions per game at 25.5 is his average right now. Leading receivers, we mentioned Elijah Metcalf had 11 catches for 95 yards. Holden Willis, 9 catches for 118 yards, and Holden, he again made himself a really nice target and made a couple of great catches. And if you look back, that's what he has done his entire career. He came out of East Tennessee, and in his senior year in high school set a state record with 28 touchdown catches. So he knows how to make big plays when it counts.
Yeah, Holden got hurt against Missouri there in the first half and didn't play the rest of that game. Then he missed the Murray State game, and he's back, played Saturday, but he's still not 100%. And so proud of his toughness and the competitiveness that he's shown in this game last Saturday. And but he's a really good athlete. He's a smart football player. He's got a high IQ, football IQ. He's really got good ball skills. He can judge a ball. He's got good soft hands, and is a deceptive route runner because he's got longer strides. It makes him appear faster than what he actually is, and but he's a really good player.
How do you classify him? Do you classify him as a big receiver, a tight end, or just
wide receiver?
Baller?
Yeah, just he's a wide receiver. He's at the H spot, and
Well, he and Jeremy Tate are both very similar in that sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
Holden's a really good athlete.
Yep, he is. And did he play basketball in high school too? I bet he did. The way he jumps, but
I'm not sure.
Anyway, final score 31-23 in favor of Colorado State. This home-and-home series split between the two teams, and interestingly enough, it doesn't happen very often that the road team ends up winning both games. We'll take a timeout. More with Coach Rick Stockstill. After this, you're listening to the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Winning requires the right game plan. Like the impressive towing and payload you'll only find in the 2023 Ford F-150 truck. No wonder Ford F-Series are America's best-selling trucks 45 years straight. The 2023 Ford F-150. Greatness starts here. Visit your local Ford dealer or buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Las Casas Drugs is a proud sponsor of Blue Raider Athletics, located at 4702 Las Casas Pike, just minutes from Murfreesboro. Las Casas Drugs strives to provide all of your pharmaceutical needs in that hometown atmosphere you deserve. Family-owned and operated, Las Casas Drugs offers free delivery, immunizations, drive-through window, gift shop, merchandise, and medication management programs. Come by and see how we can make a difference. And go Blue Raiders.
It's never lost on Window World that your home is your largest physical investment. Window World's integrity will be noticed from your very first moment of contact. The clean, professional installation of premium windows, siding, doors, and more are designed to last while leaving your home looking amazing. Window World and their lifetime warranty will always be there when it really matters. They're America's most trusted remodeler and proud partner of Middle Tennessee Athletics because the difference is integrity and always in the details.
Middle Tennessee Electric proudly supports the Blue Raiders, and we're proud to power the scoreboard lights at Floyd Stadium. When it comes to the electric service in the community, you can always trust MTE to do what's best for our members. We serve by providing affordable, reliable, safe electricity and outstanding member services. Here at MTE, we serve to make life better for our members and their communities. Visit MTE.com to learn more. And about that scoreboard, well, light it up, Blue Raiders.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
Hey Blue Raiders fans, the Mint Gaming Hall Kentucky Downs is a proud partner of your Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders. For good times and big wins, the Raiders and the Mint Gaming Hall deliver both. Located close by in Franklin, Kentucky, the Mint Gaming Hall is your spot for great food, cold drinks, and big jackpots. Ready for dinner? The all-new Iron Steakhouse awaits you. Come hungry and be prepared to be impressed. Check out themintgaming.com for all the details. Get your big hit today.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Well, everyone's a winner with MTSU's 2023 Freshman Guaranteed Scholarships. First-time freshmen wanting to attend MTSU must apply by December 1st to be considered for a guaranteed academic scholarship, and you can earn more lucrative scholarship dollars with higher ACT scores, but you must apply by December 1st. Learn more at mtsu.edu/how to apply. Coach Rick Stockstill here tonight as Middle Tennessee gets ready to travel to Bowling Green on a short week for a Thursday game, 6:30 kickoff on the Hill, and it will be nationally televised, but got a little bit of a shorter segment here. And talk about some guys that you thought that stood out to you in their play on Saturday night, that you're seeing some good things in as far as, here they come into campus, and sometimes some of the new guys, and they're starting to get their legs under them a little bit.
You talking about our players?
Our
Chip?
players, yes.
I think Flip,
Flip Cradle, yeah,
has even though he got here in January, is starting to run the ball and see things with a lot of confidence. I think he's playing really well. Justin Olson, got here this summer. Kalani Norris got here this summer, and those guys are contributing, a lot at the receiver position. We've played so many guys at linebacker, with the injuries we had. Probably Sam Brumfield has really emerged as a really, really good player. And, so probably those guys. And then in the offensive line, Keelan, he even though he played last year and started, the last half of the year, was really playing at a high level these first 4 games.
Yep, sure has. And we were talking about all those receivers. Saturday was the first time that that Nick hit less than 10 receivers in a ball game. He had 8, but it just shows there's a lot of guys who can be part of the offense and make plays.
Yeah, we didn't play as many receivers either. We made a determination before the game that, during the course of the week we were going to play these guys. And because really the first 3 games we probably averaged 64, 65 plays a game, and then Saturday against Colorado State we had 85 or something like that, 86. So when you're playing in the 80s, you need more guys to contribute so you can rest and be fresh. And, so we didn't play as many guys Saturday, and I think that was part of it also because he still completed a bunch of balls.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I didn't expect to see Frank Peasant back, but he was back and seemed to be.
Yeah, he's still nicked. He played, he played and, he wanted to play. And, it's hard to tell somebody, tell a player, you're not going to play yet. And, so I have a lot of respect for Frank and the type of player he is. And he went out there. He wasn't obviously 100% healthy, as you saw him coming off the field a couple times, but that sucker gives you everything he's got every day.
Yep, no question about that. So here we are about halfway through. We'll take a timeout and turn our attention to the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky as the 100-mile rivalry will be renewed on Thursday night up in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We'll talk to Randy Lee, the voice of the Hilltoppers, when we return after this on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Clear. The Middle Tennessee State University College of Liberal Arts helps students explore the world, engage minds, enrich lives, and earn a living by studying the arts, humanities, and social sciences. CLA is also home to MTSU Arts, which offers more than 200 arts events each year to our Middle Tennessee community. More at mtsu.edu/CLA.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime partner of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. Roscoe Brown will be celebrating 83 years in business and has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. Serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor.
I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
At Kroger, you can find the highest quality products at a great price in every aisle, every day with Kroger brand. So you can stock up on your household favorites that are tried, tested, and loved by you.
Talik, you're
Because
good to
when you
roll
get
this
the products you
out of the
love
break,
at
right?
great prices, it feels
All right, good
like
deal.
winning. Shop now, in store, or online. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Simply the best.
Imagine all the hits you love in one collection. Live it up with favorites like, I won, did you hear me? I won! Or the timeless treasure, I just won $5,000! And who can forget the all-time classic, Look Who's Going on Vacation! Get your hands on the cash-loaded Hit Instant Games collection at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer. And let the good times roll. Only from the Tennessee Lottery. Game-changing fun. Please play responsibly.
Welcome back into Rick Stockstill Live on this Monday night. Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky will be battling in Bowling Green, and the 100-mile rivalry will be renewed once again. And it's always so tickled to have one of our old friends, Randy Lee, the voice of the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers, joining us on the show for a segment. And Randy, this is I appreciate you taking time, because all of us are having to try to figure out exactly how we're going to get a week's worth of preparation in 5 days.
Yeah, it's different for coaches and players, and people don't really care too much about the broadcasters, but it does change our week. Now, am I an old friend, meaning I'm 60, or I've just been a friend for a while, meaning a duration of friendship?
Yes, both. Both of them work, and which is it's comforting to have somebody out there that we have known each other and for so long. Talk a little bit about your team, because you look at the preseason non-conference schedule. Western was able to start off at home with 2 home games, and then had to go on the road to 2 tough places to play. Obviously, Columbus, and Troy has been very good at home as well. Mm-hmm. Middle, just the opposite. Started at Alabama and Missouri, then came back with 2 home games. I'm not sure if there's a winning edge there, but Western came out 2-2, Middle 1-3 coming into this game. Both teams hungry for a win to get the conference season started for sure.
Yeah, I thought I was really impressed with their first win over South Florida, even though, South Florida won a game last year. But they were in so many of those games and had a new coaching staff and a new system. And they have a lot of talent. I mean, the very next week they played Alabama. Now, I know this is not supposedly the usual Alabama, but it's still Alabama. And they were right in that game for much of it. So it was a nice win for them in game 1. Didn't play well at all against Ohio State. Everyone knew it's Ohio State's Ohio State, but disappointed probably in the score and the turnovers and things that magnitude. And then the Troy game was one where I thought we sort of got manhandled a little bit up front, and we just sort of hung in there. We only had 70 yards of offense in the first half. And I can't recall the last time a Hilltopper team was held to 70 yards of offense in a half and 4 first downs. Second half, they played much better, but it's still a team searching. They were worried about the defense, and it's not been great. We brought in some new receivers to sort of provide some depth, and that's sort of been off and on. So I think we're still trying to find answers. And one thing under Tyson, the Hilltoppers have been a much more successful team in October and November than in September. And sometimes the schedule has something to do with that, but the team normally gets better as the year goes along.
And, and that's been the case here as well, because a lot of times in Conference USA, you're going to play a Power 5 or 2, and in Middle's case this year it was 2, in Western's case it was 1, and going to 2 of the most storied programs in all of college football in Alabama and Ohio State between the two of us. You mentioned with Coach Helton, and it started before he got there, but Western Kentucky has seemed to have been able to have a really productive guy in the quarterback slot. Gosh, it seems now for a decade or more.
Well, it started with Brandon Dowdy, Brandon's sophomore season when he took over for Kayvon Jakes, who had a really good senior season. So really, Jakes was good. Then Dowdy became probably a step above that, the most successful quarterback in school history. And then Mike White was in after him. Dowdy went to the NFL. Mike White still in the NFL. And then we had a year where we didn't really have a passing quarterback. And then we decided to get Bailey Zappi from Houston Baptist. And, I mean, believe me, that didn't make any waves across the landscape of college football. Big deal. You got a guy from Houston Baptist, and all he did was break the single-season college football records of all time for touchdowns and passing yards. And then last year, Austin Reed won a quarterback battle in August. He came in from a Division II school, and he established marks that were incredible. And last year, he led all of college football in passing yards and touchdowns. So it has been, quite a role. And Austin's back again this year.
The thing that I think the lesson that can be learned, and Middle has had success with individuals coming in from the transfer portal, and obviously it giveth and it also taketh away from time to time. But it's interesting now when because you hear Power 5 fan bases and how they kind of tend to look down their nose at from time to time, but now they get we have a quarterback transfer from Houston Baptist or wherever it might be. Right. It has certainly shown that there is good football and good football players all across this country.
Yes, it certainly has shown that, and I'm sure we have not had a good track record of keeping our offensive linemen. That's where we have really been decimated with the portal. And all those linemen, for the most part, have gone up and played and started at the Power 5 school. So I do think that opens up the eyes of that fan base, whatever Power 5 school you're referring to, that on every roster, for instance, at Conference USA and MTSU, WKU, and we're both blessed to have a lot of players on NFL rosters right now, that we do have a lot of good players. And when we go up against those Power 5 schools, much of the time it's a close game. Then maybe the second half they start wearing us a little bit because their linemen are bigger, they're deeper, this or that. But a lot of schools have players just almost as good maybe as Alabama's and could play for Alabama. They don't have 22 of them, but they have their 3, 4, or 5 who could play at that Power 5 school that you're playing.
Yep. Now, here we get to this series and this game coming up on Thursday night. How concerned is Tyson with the October schedule and the lack of recovery time and lack of preparation time? Because Coach Stockstill has talked a good bit about that, and his number one beef, I think, with the schedule has been now Middle will play 3 weeks in a row with less than 7 days of preparation time and recovery time, and that's kind of tough. And I see where coaches are coming from on that.
Tyson likes the exposure part of this schedule. He probably likes the portal maybe more than most do, and I think he likes we're going to be on Tuesday night more than most do. I'm just assuming that he likes it more than most. But no, he talked about that often. Now the thing is, we're playing you guys, and it's the same deal. It's even Steven across the board. We had to travel. You didn't, but you played a night game. We were home. In fact, when I landed at Bowling Green Airport, I got on my varsity app, and you were in the middle of the second quarter. So at least, even though we traveled last weekend and lost to Troy in a tight game, the kids were able to get home, and they were probably better rested, even though they traveled that week, than MTSU was, because you had the later game.
So, yeah, and coaches will look at that and they'll bring up, oh, well, Western Kentucky had 5 more hours of rest, and all of that. But it'll be interesting. And what do you see as advantages and disadvantages for both teams coming into this one?
Well, I have to be honest, I haven't studied a lot about your team individually yet. I mean, I've followed your scores and, listened to some of your games. And I would say, WKU, maybe even this year more than in most years, they will need to depend upon forcing turnovers defensively. Because as of right now, I just don't know. They haven't shown the ability really to just absolutely shut teams down. So holding the field goals and force turnovers, and they were able to force 3 turnovers against Troy. But it's a defense really, I think right now they had a lot of personnel changes last week, trying to experiment there. So I would say that's always, as an announcer, that would always be my concern for the Hilltoppers when they line up against someone is, how can we defend that team? Can we stop the run? Pesant worries me. As a WKU broadcaster, I would be concerned, can we stop him? Is our defensive line going to be able to get pressure on your quarterback? The Hilltoppers have blitzed a lot. They want to force turnovers, but I also feel like they don't think like maybe they can get to the passer right now with 4. So those are the concerns I think that WKU fans that have, and the matchups I feel like maybe that maybe MTSU has maybe a little bit of advantage of right now.
So we will see how it all works out on Thursday night, 6:30 kickoff at Houchins LT Smith Stadium there in Bowling Green. And Randy, look forward to visiting with you in person come Thursday night.
Appreciate you allowing me into your household tonight. And let's see, I got good news for you. Next year, well, you won't be here next year, in 2025,
right,
you will be able to take the elevator to the top floor of the stadium.
Oh my gosh.
How about that?
Miracles never cease.
Well, if you decide to have a back-to-back home game, road trips to Bowling Green, you could do it next year.
Well, you never know how the conference is going to put the schedule out, that's for sure. So we'll see you on Thursday night, Randy.
Looking forward to it, Chip.
All right, we'll take a timeout. More with Coach Rick Stockstill. We'll have your questions and more right here on Rick Stockstill Live on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
The MTSU Alumni Association is proud of its more than 130,000 living alumni who are leading, teaching, entertaining, researching, flying, farming, nursing, and more worldwide. Every Blue Raider accomplishment adds value to your degree. Are you connected to the MTSU National Alumni Association? Visit mtalumni.com to share what you're doing. Update your information and see how you can be involved and informed. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in supporting and treating Middle Tennessee State University athletes. Providing expert treatment of injuries to bones, joints, or muscles, TOA's team of orthopedic specialists can get you back in the game. Same-day appointments and walk-ins are welcome. Injured? Visit one of our many ortho urgent cares, or to make an appointment, call 1-855-NEED-TOA or visit www.toa.com. TOA, the official team doctor for Blue Raider Athletics.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
The way we do work has changed. Where we work, how we work, and the day-to-day challenges we face as businesses have evolved. As organizations continue to adapt, RJ Young is here to help. We're your one-stop for technology solutions that power your business. Whether it's office technology and equipment, managed IT services, business process outsourcing, or digital communications, we can help make your workflows easier, faster, and more efficient, so your team can focus on the core of your business. To learn more about what RJ Young can do for you, visit themodernoffice.com.
Put Lee Company on your team to keep you and your family warm this season. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good no matter how cold it gets. Their expert technicians can perform a 22-point inspection and tune-up to ensure your HVAC system is good to go no matter how cold it gets. And while you're at it, ask them how to get endless hot water by installing an energy-efficient tankless water heater. Schedule your appointment today at leecompany.com or give them a call at 615-867-1000. Lee Company, all you need.
You buy something because you found it at a low price, and soon you realize it's no bargain because you really needed something better. It happens all the time, especially with car insurance. But the good news is you can get the right coverage at the right price. Just talk to me, State Farm Agent Bud Morris. I'll help you get the right coverage at a price that's right for you. Call me at 893-1417 today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
I'm Bud Morris, providing insurance and financial services.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mic's up.
Welcome back into Rick Stockstill Live tonight from the Boulevard. Glad to have you along with us. Tonight's show brought to you in part by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Bud Light. Looking around Conference USA last weekend, it was Western Kentucky losing on the road at Troy by a score of 27-24. Interestingly enough, the Western game and the middle game were the two tightest games of the weekend. Louisiana Tech, though, went to Nebraska. It was tied 7-7 at the half and ended up 28-14, Nebraska with the win there. Jacksonville State, they are unbeaten. They beat Eastern Michigan 21-0. Liberty went to Miami and took on a 3-1 FIU team and beat the Panthers 38-6. Houston over Sam Houston 38-7. UTEP went to UNLV, and UNLV was a winner 45-20. Hawaii and New Mexico State had an interesting game too. It was a tight one, 20-17. Hawaii got the win there. And so all across the league this week, you have games on Thursday and Friday night. Only 3 games within the league this week. You will have 5 weeks of midweek games this week. Well, Middle will play in the next 4 weeks and will not play in the 5th week. But this week on Thursday, you've got Middle Tennessee at Western Kentucky at 6:30 on CBS. Jacksonville State will be at Sam Houston. That will be on ESPNU. Then on Friday night, Louisiana Tech will be at UTEP. That will be on CBS Sports Network. So far in conference play, Western, Middle, and Sam Houston are the only teams that have not played a conference game to this point, but that will all change, Coach, this weekend when everybody starts getting into the mix.
Yep. Preseason's about over for most teams. Some still have a game or a team late in the year that I think they may play. But, yeah, this is going to be the exciting time now with the everybody starting to get in conference play and playing each other.
Yep, and and so far with overall records, Liberty is 4-0, Jacksonville State 3-1. Correct myself there. Louisiana Tech 2-3, Western 2-2, Middle 1-3, Sam Houston 0-3, New Mexico State 2-3, UTEP 1-4, and FIU they must have played week 0 because they now have a 3-2 record. Had a couple of questions come in from the audience, Coach, and one from Jennifer wanted to know, when a player gets a personal foul penalty in multiple games, does the position coach address it, or do fellow teammates address it for accountability purposes, or both? Is it a general discipline issue or just frustration? Penalties and turnovers certainly hurt.
Yeah, no, I address it, and the position coach will also. Players, ultimately they talk to each other also. But, no, it's, some of the like Jacoby got a personal foul for late hit out of bounds, was, bad, wrong, good call, all that kind of stuff. Sterling got one for just not being very smart, so every one of them are different, in their own way, but they all pre and post snap penalties are what hurts you. they can call holding on every play. They can call pass interference on every play. Those things, those are going to happen throughout the course of a game. It's just the pre and post snap penalties that either stop drives or extend drives, for the other team. So, it has to be eliminated.
Gotcha. A follow-up on that, and this is just out of curiosity on my part, as far as offensive holding, what are they allowing you to get away with, and where is the line? Or if you knew that, you could you could retire, I guess.
The big thing is, you can't, if you keep your hands inside, they usually let you go. They don't call it. When they do, when the guy, you're holding the guy and then he leaves, starts to run away, you got to let go, because then that's when they're going to see the jersey expand and do that. So, to me, they're and we've only had Conference USA officials one game so far this year. We've had 2 SECs and 1 Mountain West, and it just seems like, even across the board, it seems like they're calling more holding penalties this year than they did last year.
Yeah, and and the thing is, you talked about pre and post snap, the holding call in particular when you have on a third down play, it's just a killer.
Oh yeah, I mean any penalty on third down, it's hard to overcome those on third down. If it happens on first or second, you got another shot at it. But those are the ones that, make it difficult to overcome.
Don had another question involving officials about the substitution rules and all of that. Please comment on officials holding the ball at the line of scrimmage before play starts, and the rules on that, starting the clock, and how that is supposed to be administered. And you are on the rules committee, right?
Yeah, and again, I hope now that we'll have Conference USA officials, for the rest of the year, we'll have a little bit more consistency. When each officiating crew is going to officiate different, as much as they try to simulate everybody and be like everybody else, they're not going to do it. So, like I said, we had the SEC, the first 2 games, Conference USA, the 3rd game in the Mountain West last week. But, if you substitute, offense substitutes, in Conference USA, the center judge will stand behind the center. The Mountain West, they had the umpire do it, which takes even longer because now let me start all over. If you substitute offensively, the defense has 3 seconds to make a substitution. The center judge, or in Mountain West, the umpire, he determines that you're not making a substitution on defense, he'll get out of there.
And there's a hand signal too, isn't it?
Yeah,
hold their arms out.
Yeah, they'll hold their arms out, and once the referee gives him the okay, then he'll leave. But last week it was just hard because, normally the center judge, he's the one that stands back there behind the referee on the left-hand side of the quarterback. When the referee tells him to go, he can backpedal and you can snap the ball as he's backpedaling out. Last week with Mountain West, with the umpire doing it, the referee signals it's okay. Well, they were waiting till the umpire got set before they'd let us snap the ball. So it's just a little bit different from, the mechanics part of that.
So, all right, interesting question. And
clear as mud, wasn't it, Don?
And a good answer as well. We'll take a timeout and get Coach's thoughts on the upcoming opponent, the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. That when we return for our final segment on Rick Stockstill Live here on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
Clear.
Not feeling well and need to see a doctor? Find the care you need now at Ascension St. Thomas. We're here with 24/7 ER care, same-day care, and walk-in urgent care for broken bones, sprains, allergies, sore throats, and more. Visit ascension.org/St. Thomas Care to get the right care at the right place at the right time. serving Middle Tennessee State University, Murfreesboro, and surrounding communities.
Hey Blue Raider fans, this is Coach Rick Stockstill. Have you heard about the MTSU debit card from Ascend Federal Credit Union? This is exactly what you need for your busy lifestyle. Need some cash? Use this card fee-free at Ascend's 2 on-campus ATMs and at thousands of ATMs worldwide. Bank where the Blue Raiders belong. Ascend Federal Credit Union, exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics.
Ascend is federally insured by NCUA. Visit us at ascend.org.
Roscoe Brown is proud to be a longtime partner of MTSU Athletics and your locally owned HVAC and plumbing company. Roscoe Brown will be celebrating 83 years in business and has been the trusted name in heating, cooling, and plumbing for Middle Tennessee homeowners and businesses. Call 1-888-MY-ROSCOE to schedule your HVAC or plumbing service today. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Roscoe Brown. People you know, a name you trust. Go Blue Raiders.
Roscoe Brown. RoscoeBrown.com.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
There aren't any cops around. After every game, we always have a few. It's no big deal.
It was just a few drinks. I'm good.
Hey, I can hold my liquor. I drink and drive all the time.
If you put away some drinks, put away your keys. Fans don't let fans drive drunk. Brought to you by the Tennessee Highway Safety Office.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike's up.
Welcome back for a final segment tonight at the Boulevard with Coach Rick Stockstill. And, you know, in addition to the 100-mile rivalry game that will go on Thursday night, there is the 100 Miles of Hope blood drive that is going on this week. It started today, will go tomorrow and Wednesday over at the Rec Center. And of the 11 years that competition has been going on, Middle Tennessee has come home with the trophy on that. So if you are a blood donor, make sure that you do that. You can go to the Red Cross app and get your appointment, or you can just walk in. It is at the campus Rec Center. And Coach, it's always in these rivalry type games, a lot of the ancillary things where you can help people out that really add to it.
Yeah, it's a great cause. And then also this weekend you'll see across college football, it's, MD, all the coaches will be wearing,
Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
Yeah, so that's going on. So it's a great opportunity for people to, just take a deep breath and, contribute, help, help make somebody else's life a little bit better.
Absolutely. Well, this week it is Western Kentucky, and as you go into conference play, a lot of times, you play up, you play down as far as level of competition you play. You've seen Western against, Houston Baptist, you've seen them against Ohio State, and you've seen them against Troy. What is your early assessment on what you're going to get Thursday night?
Same thing we've seen the last handful of years. They're going to spread you out and throw the ball. It starts with their quarterback, Austin Reed. He's a really talented young man. He's got good skill around him. Malachi, the receiver, is phenomenal. They got some other really good players. Got an offensive line that, I disagree with, what that guy was saying. You got 2 or 3 guys back that started against us last year, and, they're really talented. So we're gonna have to defend. We're gonna have to keep the ball in front of us, not give up explosive plays, and that's what hurt us last year. They got behind us a couple times, on some big ones, and then defensively, I mean, it's a smorgasbord of everything. You're going to see, a ton of blitzes, a ton of pressure with whether it's out of a 4-man front, a 5-man front. They'll go cover 0 and bring 7. So you're going to get a lot of different combinations of a lot of things that we've got to handle the pressure. And then their punter is really good. He was Conference USA. He was a freshman, all conference last year. So they're really good, sound in the kicking game. And then, going up there is always, a difficult place to play. And but they've got a really good football team. It's a talented team.
It was Nick Vattiato's first start at Western Kentucky 2 years ago, and he was asked today if he's going up there with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I think he won't be the only one.
Yeah, no, I'm fired up for Nick. He's played really well these first 4 games, and that was a tough deal for him, but he handled it like a man. You know, the first drive he goes down, throws a touchdown pass, and I think he ended up with 5 interceptions after that. But he didn't flinch, he didn't blink. You know, he came back the next week and played really well, and we won that game. And I just have a lot of respect for that kid, and I don't foresee him doing anything but playing really well tomorrow or
on Thursday
night, whatever today is.
All right, let's go get him.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming.
All right, for Coach Rick Stockstill, Chip Walters saying thanks for being with us. Talik Pratt has been our studio producer. We'll talk to you Thursday night, starting at 5 o'clock on the Blue Raider Network from Learfield.
You've been listening to Rick Stockstill Live. Tonight's show was
Talik.
presented by
Yes, sir,
Ascend Federal Credit Union, the exclusive credit union of Blue Raider Athletics. Bud Light, it's for the fans. And Ascension St. Thomas, official hospital partner of MTSU.